Governor Abbott, what up, Governor Abbott? This is you. Judge Kennedy, courtroom. You know what she did. And I'm on her page right now, and I'm seeing everybody that's in her courtroom right now that mostly I seen, right? That's in Judge Kennedy courtroom, right? An abuse of power. And I told the Justice Department, don't let Judge Kennedy fool you. Her part in this was wrong with the community part. So let me tell you when I filed that civil rights complaint about what's going on here. I'm sorry. Right? You was wrong, Judge Kennedy. You took your program price, your program workers' side when they neglected me. That's not honesty. That was wrong. When I set up on your judge, when I sat up there in your stand, you told me to give you a chance to talk, and I raised my hand up every time and let you talk. But Governor Abbott, God said Judge Kennedy have abused her power. And you're laughing and you're letting these rappers and them get away with bad misconduct. You letting them all get away, Yellow Breeze and them lie with bad misconduct. And from 2019. You don't know what's words that was said in Carrollton, Texas, Governor Abbott, while y'all at y'all desk. Even though Joe Biden and them was watching me the whole time, and Obama and them and the rest of them was watching me the whole time, your community was saying racist things. McDonald's and all the rest of them in these places. Your Carrollton police and your Dallas police sit up there and watch. And let me tell you something. All that time they was acting up in Addison, Texas, I had to make sure the FBI, I messaged the FBI, and I make sure they had every information from the Dallas mayor. They're going to be able to go on my social media and see the two business where the police was acting up and misbehaving themselves. With the protective sort of the guy with his little attitude and leaving the courtroom. Judge Kennedy could have did a lot of stuff different, but she did not decide. She says she cares and she don't. And then she lied and said she was retired. I'm looking at everybody's page right now. And I'm seeing everybody probably who I seen in that courtroom. And everybody I seen in there. Rules was broken. And you're not understanding that. You and your legislators, you are not understanding that. God said, you're doing what you need to be done, and I have to do what need to be done for the sake of America and the sake of God and God's children. The sake of the love that we have. What I said in 2019 when I said, those kids can have me. When you believe in God, you can have me because I believe in God. I believe in those things. So I would never leave because God would never leave, because when we believe in the higher power, when we believe in the higher power, and that is more important than anything. I want you to know something. What I stand for is way more that can't be broken, Governor Abbott. And I'm not going to let how much y'all sit with these businesses break me when I believe in God. God don't care about that. God said we can go somewhere else around the world where things are not conquered and we can build another America. We can build things where people will love to accept and not judge and not do those things. When Judge Kennedy saw that paperwork from the president, she looked down. She acted without reason or thinking. There's a lot of things she could have done different in that format. There's a lot of things Judge Kennedy, she decided not to. She acted with childish, reckless behavior as a judge. She acted with childish, reckless behavior as a judge. I know why I was incompetent the first time. And I tried to tell her that because I wouldn't say I was a Walmart CEO. I know why I was incompetent the first time. And she wanted to know something. She was wrong. She looked at that paper with her head down, and she had no remorse of putting me in those handcuffs. And it's for that God's sake, we won't have no remorse when my 14th Amendment is here. She looked and she still acted. God said, you know you was wrong when you had that paper. I raised my hand up every time. I didn't talk over you. I didn't do nothing. Every time you spoke up, Judge Kennedy spoke up and said, let me listen. I listened to her. I raised my hand every time, even though I could have talked to my lawyer and whispered to my lawyer. I could have did those things. But I wanted to talk to you to be my own defense and talk to you face to face and not have no thing. But Judge Kennedy, you could have did a lot of everything. You could have got me another worker, and while you investigated that situation, you could have did a lot of things. Governor Abbott, you smiling. I don't know what the big smile is about because God said we are more greater than anything. You know, God says something he wanted me to tell you. Tell your loved ones I'm in my heaven sleeping. But they don't know my spirit has left my heavens. All of these things, and I enter the heart that is pure. Judge Kennedy got a Facebook, but she don't got a YouTube. She's on Google, but she don't got a YouTube. YouTube of Dallas judges. Let me tell you something. Nobody is above the law in that courtroom. And I will get every National Guard. Let me tell you something. God know one thing. If any Texas legislator and judge is abusing their power, God know one thing. It doesn't matter about county. It doesn't matter about jurisdiction. But when it's time for each America to come together to take down abuse, we would do it. God would do it. And I had told Joe Biden he need to do what he need to do. Judge Kennedy would not play innocent in this. I looked at her spirit. She would not play innocent in this format. She would not play
contempt of court case against
Judge Kennedy. Those things was broken. We ain't coming to understand it. When I called the local government and I got the call center number, when Yellow Breeze and them decided to do what they did and Joe Biden was watching, everybody was watching me, but the local government told me to shut up. But I wanted to talk to somebody head on for they wouldn't listen, and you won't listen to me. What can we do when our government don't want to listen? What can we do when we are fighting for something that's greater? What can we do when all we do is want to get heard as God children and not abuse the system, but we want to be understood the most by our government and our government workers of Social Security? What can we do in that matter? You must understand those goals and how can we get better at what we do. Things are starting to look in this situation as I'm starting to see things as it really is. Things are starting to come to the light as we go. And who've been causing me a lot of headache. And we have been trying to attack Social Security here. And look at everybody I'm dealing with. Who else? And who else sitting together with each other? We're all of them. Let's have everybody's job on a platter. Now, if I tell Joe Biden to seek everybody out in this video, because I'm about to give it to him and give Obama and them and give the Supreme Court to seek everybody out in this video. Everybody out in this video. To see everybody out in this video. And that's what we're going to do when we message Joe Biden, FBI team. We're going to seek everybody with this DEA out and we're going to get to the bottom of this matter. But time is running out. And we told the Justice Department, time is running out in this situation. And more crooked behavior and bad misconduct is happening. So by the look of all of this, by the spiritual side, looking at everybody's spirit and intelligence, that's in that Dallas DA with this one DA agent, and looking at their mindset and be able to read their mindsets, is it just intriguing me more to seek out what I need to seek out. This one guy that got his hand crossed. This other guy with the tuck. With more people that I see is in this room. Who else? Rules don't be played by racism. We don't stick by rules on racism. God said we find a way to win at all costs when racism is involved. We find a way to win. We push through no matter what. We find circumstances when our state attorneys don't want to listen. But we're not going to get to that. Rules was violated, and I need you to understand those things. And those, I can't worry about Yellow Breeze and them with Dallas and them did. I can't worry about what Oak Cliff and them and the rest of them did in Fort Worth. This matter is bigger than any of those things.
Why? Because it showed the whole message.
For number one, you need to have police officers. Judge Kennedy wasn't protecting you. That's all that was. That's all that was. With John F. Kennedy, he wasn't protecting them. You supposed to have every police officer. You supposed to have 1,000 to 1,000. You supposed to have army troops in every position. Was not protecting more. The National Guard needed to be there. You know, when you're talking about presidents and you're talking about what's important, the National Guard, the Army, you need to be there. Things need to be there. It wasn't protected more. John F., you learn from your mistakes. Why you don't got the National Guards in crowds? God sent to us for us to learn from our mistakes. And I bet you didn't have the Army in those crowds. I bet you they have the army staring at each crowd, everybody with each hundred. And look, let me tell you something. When you got a powerful leader like John F. Kennedy, you gotta cover the hotels up. You gotta make sure every building is covered, every army. I don't care if they gotta stand by a hotel building or a business. Every block have to be in corner. Every building have to check. Everything when you got somebody as important as the president. Yeah, every building need to be checked. Everything, every grass. You need to have 1,000 troops. Have a president in turn or what be there for an event. Your troops need to be there. Different armies in different yeah. That's just the way things is. That's just the way it is. But we were sent to learn from our mistakes, not repeat them. Look, I said, let me tell you something. If God really wanted to put the spirit back in John F. Kennedy's body, he could do so. But have people learned their lesson on the human race. And that's the most important thing that we need to understand. What God can able to do if we have learned our lesson. People can say we can be recruited, God might be willing. Those things might be true, but it comes with a price of understanding. And all America have not understand those value, those priceless things yet in that format. They haven't understand those things. Number one, look, they have nobody in there. You have a little people. You have a little police officers. We're army that buildings need to be checked. Everything needs to be checked in those formats. Buildings need to be checked. Things need to be checked in that form. You don't got enough people in there. Look at them. They don't got enough people in there. Where all the governments at? Come on, you have to be better than that, prepared for something like that. I don't think they wasn't prepared enough. I don't think they were. I don't think John F. Kennedy thought things. He needed to think. He needed to think and prepare. The president John F. Kennedy had everything at his disposal, and he know he needed more government and agents and armies there at that time. He needed more people there. The covered building. You have to make sure every building is covered. And that's the thing with those situations. You understand? I think John F. Kennedy death could have been avoided. You know what I'm saying? That the planning would have been greater. I think when we learn from our mistakes, I think it could have been avoided. I really think it could have been avoided at the planning of checking buildings, at the mindset of just doing stuff right. If that was before that, I think that could have been avoided. Yeah, you gotta know as a president, you just can't go out there and decide that have your troops and everybody in every crowd, each state you go to. I think it could have been avoided if he would have planned more. You can't do a parade without planning. Warehouse, everything. You need to check every building as well. Yeah. I think the planning, I'm on thing. I think the planning could have been more better. My son fell asleep on me. It was time for him to go to sleep anyway, guys. Thank you.